Welcome to all in this my YouTube channel. Now, in continuation with the solution chapter, in last video we have seen the Raoult's law, and in our lecture today we are going to look at ideal and non-ideal solutions. Now, friends, you already in continuation with this ideal and non-ideal solutions, you already know about what is meant by ideal case and non-ideal case. And for gases, you have already applied. Gases are those gases which behaves or which obeys all the gas laws. They are called as ideal gases, as in your previous standard you already studied. So for solutions also there is a case, that is ideal solutions and non-ideal solutions. For their reference, we have chosen Raoult's law as an internal standard. As like in gases, we have studied Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. Here, Raoult's law is the best internal standard for whether that solution is ideal or non-ideal. So this is the case. So today in our lecture, we will study that ideal behavior of solution and non-ideal behavior of solutions. Let us start. Now, the solutions which obeys Raoult's law, they are called as ideal solutions. You should remember this point. Those solutions which obeys Raoult's law, they are termed as ideal solutions. And those does not obey Raoult's law, they are termed as non-ideal solutions. Now comparably we will study all these points. And if you look at this second point, enthalpy change of mixture for ideal gases, it always be equal to 0. Means there is no any heat is gained or liberated when the two components are get mixed while forming ideal solution. So therefore their enthalpy change for that mixture is equal to 0. This is for what? Ideal solution. And for non-ideal solution, it has some value. Why it has some value? Because some heat is exchanged with the surrounding or some heat is gained by the surrounding. So its value does not becomes equal to 0. It has some value for non-ideal solution. Okay. But here, if you look, if you are going to the next point, that is the volume change for mixture. That is delta V mixture for ideal solutions is always equal to 0. Means there is no increasing volume or decreasing volume takes place for ideal case, but for non-ideal case there will be some increasing volume takes place. So that's why delta V for mixture for non-ideal gases, it has some value. So this is the third point, that is for volume change. And if we move to the next fourth point, as we have considered the two components which are present in a solutions, means in that two components always there will be some interactions, and that interactions are nothing but these types. Which are the type of interactions? Solute-solute interaction, solvent-solvent type of interactions, and solute-solvent type of interactions are present in both the cases. But for ideal cases, they are comparable, and for non-ideal cases, their interactions are more. But here, in case of ideal case, they are comparable. They has means such a type of interactions are comparable here for ideal solutions. We will move to the next point. That is vapor pressure. That is vapor pressure term. Vapor pressure of ideal solutions always lies between vapor pressure of pure compounds. Why? Because ideal case is parallelly, or we can say ideal case is nearly means its nature will be nearly equal to that of what we can say the pure compounds. Okay. That's why we can say that vapor pressure of ideal solutions always lies between vapor pressure of pure components. But opposite to this point, for non-ideal cases, the vapor pressure of non-ideal solutions can be higher or lower. So this is a very important point you should keep in mind. It may be higher or it may be lower. So this is the very important point. Regarding this point, we will go in detail. Okay. So either vapor pressure it will be higher for resultant solution or lower. That can be we are going to be explained in detail with the help of some graphs. Now look at these two graphs. Here for non-ideal cases, its vapor pressure either it will be higher or lower. Why this is happening? Because for non-ideal cases, we cannot say that its vapor pressure are comparable, because the two components which are going to be mixed, they are in non-ideal case, means in real condition. Therefore, we can say that it shows two types of deviations, either positive deviation or negative deviation. If we see some examples of which are going to be ideal, in real case there is no any ideal solution is present, but near to the ideal condition, one good example we can say that its combination is nothing but benzene and toluene. If we mix these two solutions, then its nature will be near to the ideal case. We cannot achieve ideal case, but if we see this combination benzene plus toluene, it achieves near to the ideal solutions, means it shows ideal behavior. Okay, and if we come to the non-ideal cases, here one graph shows positive deviation and another graph shows negative deviation. Why this is happening, we will go in detail. Now here, if you look at the two components P10 and P20, which I have shown here, these are the two components, that is vapor pressure of pure components, that is P10 for solvent we can take and P20 for solute we can take. And if we see this graph, here some interactions are present, and these interactions are more than that of the ideal cases. Now what is happening here? This type of interactions are also present in non-ideal solutions, but here when it shows positive deviation and when it shows negative deviation, it has some important points. The solute-solvent interactions are weaker in case of the graph which shows positive deviation. Means here for the solutions which has the higher vapor pressure, in that case the molecular interaction between solute and solvent is weaker than that of the solute-solute molecules and solvent-solvent molecules. For higher deviation, that is the graph which shows higher vapor pressure, that is this first graph. Okay, and if you look at this second graph, if the solute-solvent interactions are less, or we can say more, instead of weaker we can say, if it is higher, that is this solute-solvent interactions are higher than that of the solute-solute and solvent-solvent interactions, then we can say that such a type of graph shows negative deviation. And here we have shown the vapor pressure of solution is, this is the real case. Here the graph which we have drawn with the solid line and the graph which is in dotted line shows the ideal behavior, but this solid line is lower, means its vapor pressure is lower than that of the ideal case. Why this is happening? Because solute solvent interactions are more than that of the, what we can say, solute solute and solvent solvent interactions. So therefore this graph shows negative deviation and has less vapor pressure. So here negative deviation is observed and here positive deviation is observed. Now we will move to the next point. Before going to that point, here are some examples which are present, which shows, means those solutions which shows positive deviation and negative deviation, their examples you should know that. So for positive deviation means here if the vapor pressure of the solution is maximum and which shows positive deviation, if we consider positive deviation, their examples are nothing but ethanol and acetone mixture and carbon disulfide and acetone mixture. So for this positive deviation we can take that examples. Ethanol plus acetone, this combination is a good example in which it is nothing but the non-ideal solution and it shows positive deviation. Besides this we can take another example. Instead of ethanol we can also take carbon disulfide, that is CH2 plus acetone combination. These two solutions are non-ideal solutions and they shows positive deviation and their solute solvent interactions are weaker than that of the solute solute and solvent solvent molecular interactions. Okay, so this is the example for positive deviation, and for negative deviation we can take an example of chloroform and acetone, that is for this second case, that is negative deviation. We can take an example of chloroform, that is ClCl3 along with the another combination is that is acetone. So this is the example which shows negative deviation for non-ideal solutions. And if we came across the next point, that is colligative properties of non-electrolyte solutions. Now first of all we will see what is meant by colligative properties. Colligative properties of solutions are those, suppose if we consider a pure solvent. In pure solvent, if we are going to add a solute molecules, then that solute molecules decides the property of that resultant solution. Means the solute particles which are present in that solution, they decides these four factors, and therefore the colligative properties we can say in definition how those solutions in which some properties which decides the number of particles which are present in a solution, they are called colligative properties. Now look at here, these are the four colligative properties: vapor pressure lowering, boiling point elevation, freezing point depression and osmotic pressure. These are the four different types of colligative properties. All these properties can be decided by the number of particles present in the solution. Okay. Now we will look at this point, colligative properties of non-electrolyte solution. Why we have said here non-electrolyte solutions? Because when instead of non-electrolyte, if we take an electrolyte, it dissociates completely and their properties can be changed. But here for non-electrolyte solutions we can say that it does not dissociate, it remains as it is in the solution. Therefore, due to its presence and due to its non-dissociation, what we can say, due to its presence, number of particles are more, or number of particles they decides all these properties. Okay, in that four properties we will discuss in detail the vapor pressure lowering first. Before going to that point, we already studied while studying Raoult's law what is meant by vapor pressure. So in simple way, again I will repeat that point. What is meant by vapor pressure? Vapor pressure is nothing but the pressure of the pressure of solution, the vapors which exerts a pressure on the surface of solution which we have taken. For example, we are going to take 100 ml of water. Here, the water which we have taken is in pure state. And what happens when the water we have taken at 40 degrees Celsius, some water molecules which are present inside this beaker, they tries to escape, and these water molecules comes into this part of that beaker, means the empty space which is present in that beaker, and these water vapor molecules exert some pressure on the surface of this liquid water, and this pressure is nothing but the pressure of vapors which are exerted on the surface of that liquid, that is liquid water. That term we are calling it as a vapor pressure. Now this is in simple manner we can say that the pressure of vapors which are exerted on the liquid surface is called its vapor pressure. Now what is meant by vapor pressure lowering? How it get lowered? This is a very important point. As earlier I have stated, we have taken 100 ml of water in a simple beaker, and what we did in that 100 ml water, if we are added 10 gram of glucose, that is instead of glucose you can take the best example as the sugar molecules. We are adding 10 gram of sugar in this beaker, and we have again enclosed this container. Then what is happening here? We have added non-electrolyte in a pure 100 ml of water. At that time what happens? Due to the addition of 10 gram of sugar in the 100 ml pure water, the colligative properties gets changed. That is, colligative properties like vapor pressure, boiling point, freezing point, osmotic pressure, all these points gets changed, because on number of particles all these points, all these properties are going to be dependent. So if you are added 10 gram of sugar in 100 ml of pure water, its vapor pressure gets changed. You can see whether vapor pressure is getting we are higher or lower. You can decide with the help of number of particles. As we have added 10 gram of sugar particles in 100 ml of pure water, means number of particles get increased, and that decides the vapor pressure. The vapor pressure of pure component is always more we are getting, but when some particles get dissolved in that pure component, it becomes impure and its vapor pressure gets lower. So for pure component vapor pressure will be always higher, but when solution of, that is sugar solution, is formed, its vapor pressure we can say that for pure component vapor pressure will be higher, but when sugar solution is formed, its vapor pressure gets lower. That is, we can say that with the addition of sugar in pure component, that is pure water, vapor pressure gets lower. So this is the case when sugar solution is formed. Okay. But here we have to show this vapor pressure lowering with the help of equation. Then only this point will be clear. Suppose here P10 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, and what we are going to find out, vapor pressure lowering. That vapor pressure lowering we can denote with this letter, that is delta P. This is called as vapor pressure lowering, or we can also say that lowering of vapor pressure. And the another component, that is P1, what it indicates, it is nothing but the vapor pressure of solution. By understanding all these factors, we can determine the lowering of vapor pressure, that is delta P, as the vapor pressure of pure solvent we have stated here, it is always more, so we can subtract the vapor pressure of solution from this pure component. So you will get vapor pressure lowering, that is delta P. Therefore here we can write P10 minus P1. This is nothing but what we can say, vapor pressure lowering or lowering of vapor pressure. So this is the first colligative property of non-electrolyte solutions we have completed here. In next lecture we will see boiling point elevation. So these are the important points which we have covered in our today's lecture. For next point, you just like this video, subscribe my channel for getting more videos, and don't miss the pressing the bell icon for new updates. Thank you very much.